Okay, friends and neighbors. Now I think this is going to maybe be a easy and quick one. I'm hoping it is. I had a gent bring me two wah pedals. One of them is a Vox and one of them is a Crybaby. And he said they don't work. So the first thing I checked with him, obviously, I've had issues with these switches on these wah pedals, right? So I just squeezed it down, and I squeezed it. I can't make the switch click, okay? So what we have is either the little felt pad that's up there that presses on the switch, or, you know, has gotten squished, or these rubber feet are hard. So I can manually click the switch, and it seems to click. And it actually turns out to be the same case on this one. So our options are to either adjust the switch up or maybe replace that little pad. That shouldn't be too hard to do, and I think there's a problem with the battery connector in one of these, so let's just see if that's the issue. Okay, well, popping this apart, I can see we've already got more problems, because our potentiometer here is not in its seat there. So we want to get it almost to the bottom of travel, and then we need to screw it back tight to the bucket there. Okay, so I've remounted the potentiometer. It was stiff as a board, which I'm imagining that's why maybe rocking the foot switch might have pushed it out of position. It felt like they had Loctite on that nut, so I really had to get a grip on it and get it loose. Now we need to fix the reason the switch won't click. It will actually wah-wah now, and since it will wah-wah, I'm going to put a little bit more Max Pro electrical lubricant or electronics lubricant, this magic stuff here, on that potentiometer and work it just a little bit more so it's smooth. Okay, now that button, it's dark, you can't really, you might be able to see it right there is a foam pad. Or it's not a foam pad, it's a felt pad. This switch, I'd have to take out washers and things to make it stand up higher, but that felt pad is just got a big dent in it from time. These felt pads can be picked up at the general stores for cheap, so we're gonna, this one's still got a lot of firmness to it, so we're gonna use this so we can actuate the switch. Use your ears, kids. Now when I push this down and squeeze it all the way closed, you can hear the click, right? Then we let it up, go click, right, click chunk, click. Now the switch can activate when you push this all the way forward. Okay, so now this pedal will work again. I already did listen to it real quick on a test amp, so I do know the circuit works. Okay, now we're on to the Vox wah. Yeehaw. Okay, so we can tell this one's older. The potentiometer in here is moving real nice. That one's real free, no issues there. Don't know if it's noisy or not, but the battery clip is messed up. Have to look under that board to see if the battery clip is easily desoldered from there, or I just want to splice in. Okay, so in taking a peek in this is tied with a zip tie down to some other wires, and then it's part of this header. So installing wires into the header is not really going to be super beneficial for us, so what we're going to do is we are going to splice and put some shrink wrap on that and put a fresh battery clip on it. Okay, so replacing the battery clip has healed this effect. It does wah again, so that's cool. And I did put the circuit board back down. I did just pick it up to look under it. So that's together. Now we just need to do the same thing we did to the other one for the button. Okay, I would consider that solved. Sometimes setting these up, you want to adjust the pot so they, go wider open or farther closed or whatever, but I consider that to be a reasonable range. And if the owner wants anything tweaked, we'll tweak it. But they didn't work before, and now they do. The other thing is with the thickness of that pad that pushes down that button, some people really, really, really like to, almost have to put their full weight on it to get it to pop. And that can be a real fine adjustment with the thickness of the pad. I prefer to make them a little easier to trip than they come from the factory. Personal preference. Again, it's no big deal with those pads that I use, those little pink ones. If you want it to trigger a little bit easier, they're just layered. You just peel it down a little bit, make it a little bit thinner. Not a huge deal. I would almost think a rubber pad might be better than the felt pad that they use on these from the factory, but the pad that I use is like a thicker, stronger felt. So we're going to call it fixed. All right, have a good day.